Hello everyone, welcome to this part of this question where we will focus on part B of the question. And the requirement, let me zoom in at this point, would then be using a scale of 2 cm, 1 unit for x-axis, meaning on this particular graph paper, every 2 cm, which is the big box, is increased or decreased by 1 unit. So 1. And on the vertical y-axis, it is 1 cm to 1 unit on the y-axis, meaning every half a square. Let me take out my pencil. Okay, my pencil is stuck. Okay, means every half is 1 unit. Alright, and we are supposed to draw from the range -4 to 3 for the x. And when I look at the y, the biggest number is 9, the smallest number is -3 in this table. Means that my graph must be able to fit 9 to -3. And that's what you will see later on. Once we get this done, let me zoom out so that I can start to draw this graph. Okay, so now let me just focus on the graph paper and take note how I do it. I start from the x-axis, -4. If I were to put -4 here, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, yep, can fit until 3. This will be my y-axis at the 0. I will first draw a line. Arrowhead, this is my y-axis, and starting from here I need to make sure that I am able to get 9. So maybe I start with 10. Then I start counting first. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3. Yes, I can do that. It can fit nicely. I will hit -4 here. So this is where I will start to make sure this happen. Okay, every 1 cm, 1 unit. So when you start to draw this scale, you do have to make sure that zero happens at the x-axis. So this is at this point where I will then make sure that I be able to cover my x-axis. Still got my -1, -2, -3, -4. That should work. And my x-axis starts from -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. The scale is done. Now is to plot all these points out. X is -4, y is 9, -4, y is 9. Continue to plot -3 and 3, -2 and -1. It will be below here. -1 and -3. Y is -3. X is 0 on the y-axis. Y is -3, so I go over here. This point here will be my x is 0, y is -3. X is 1, y is -1, so it will be here. 2 and 3. X is 3, y is 9. And from after you plot, you should see a nice curve like this. Alright. now is the time for you to either use a curved ruler, or you may, if you try to use a free hand, just make sure your hand is steady. I am going to demonstrate how to use free hand to draw. Okay, and at this point, take note, when I draw, I already know roughly the shape already. My hand will be very steady, and you can actually turn this paper, the graph paper, to fit. I know this will look like this, so that here I will make sure that it will go up. And because I know it'll go up there, right? So I now place my hand I make sure I can do the curve up. Neatly. And next will be the point here. So I continue to connect the points. And at this stage, I do know that it will go into the middle. So at this point in time, right, in order to ensure that this particular graph is really accurate, it is special tip right now. And what's the special tip that Mr. Tan has? I take out my calculator and I input. Take note, in the middle here is between 0 and -1, so it will be -0.5. I will key into this equation here. -0.5 square plus -0.5 minus 3. And I get -3.25, meaning Mr. Tan will actually 3.25. This is 0.24, so 0.3.25 is around here. I make sure I will get past this point. Okay, -3.2, around there. So you will go down, hit the -3.2, then it will go up again. Alright. Then continue to go up. So it's perfectly fine if you turn the paper slowly, and I'm going to draw this stretch here now. Alright. And the last part here. And then at this point, we will be able to see this graph has just been formed. Last but not least, do make sure you write down the equation of the line. Somewhere near to this graph, I'm going to write up here. And that concludes this part of the question, part B. Alright, stay tuned while we move on to the next segment on part C and part D of this particular question, and part E later on. Alright.